Hi, guys. Hello, Croatia. I've got regards to all of you from everyone at Crispin, Porter, and Boguski. So how many of you are agency people? How many of you work at an agency here? Ah, good. Good. That's a lot of you. Well, I'm really very, very honored to be here and to get a chance to talk to you guys. The first half of this is a little bit, oh, there I am. Look at that. The first half of this is a little bit about me, and then I think the second half will be a little bit more about you, but bear with me. I hope that what I have to say is going to be helpful. I find the best way to talk about where the industry is going, what's happening in our business, is to talk about my own personal evolution as a creative. I think it just sort of helps me share the things that I've learned along the way. It's fair to say that the first problem I had to solve in advertising was getting a job in advertising. When I finished Parsons School of Design in 1992, I had no portfolio, I had no contacts, so I sat in the New York Public Library all day and read one-show books. I would just study them and analyze them. Finally, after about 8 months of being unemployed, I got a job at an agency called ACNR. The company's no longer in business, but I was fired after about 6 months from ACNR for what they called creative differences. By some stroke of incredible luck, I was fortunate to get a job at a place called G&R. It's Grace and Rothschild, working for advertising legends Diane Rothschild and Roy Grace. Amazing people, legends in the business, both Hall of Fame winners. If you look at the best top 10 commercials of all time, you'll find that Roy has probably about 3 in there, and usually within the top 5. You might know them as the Samsonite Gorilla, the Alka-Seltzer Spicy Meatball, and the Volkswagen funeral commercial. What was amazing about G&R was that I got a great foundation in just words and images, how they relate, how they join together to tell a story. As you can see, I was making ads like these, launching the, oh, you're looking there, launching the Range Rover. When was the last time the British were this excited about anything? And this ad, Siberian kids will be Siberian kids. And this one, coincidentally, the African baobab tree also seats 7. Now, and this one, I think I've got my first. Do I have it? Yes. This was my very first commercial. Now, what's funny is around that time, I thought I was never going to make a commercial as good as that one. I was convinced of this. The thing about G&R was the work was smart, it was clever, very conceptual. The trouble was that it looked really old-fashioned. It looked old. And within just 3 years, my first 3 years in the business, my work was kind of old school. This was at a time when agencies like Goodby were really innovating, really creating new designs and new ways of looking at art direction. I was approached by a company called the Fifth Avenue Stamp Gallery to do a campaign, and I'm thinking, oh, geez, stamps, is that gonna do it? Is that gonna make me contemporary cool? No. So I turned them down, and they kept coming back, and finally I was so frustrated with an assignment I was working on, I said, all right, where's that stamp thing? And I took the assignment, and in one evening, I created this little campaign. Looked like this. The Jerry Garcia stamp. Lick at your own risk. Elvis, and you thought they only made stamps of dead people. And Marilyn, the back, you're supposed to lick the back. Copywriter Ari Merkin, art director Ari Merkin. And in that moment, I understood just how much awards can mean to a young creative. One might say I got a little bit addicted to them. And that wasn't necessarily healthy for anybody. My wife was pregnant at this time, and we decided to move our family closer to her family in Miami, Florida. So we hooked up with a little agency there, a creative shop that you might have heard of, only about 70 people at the time. It was called Crispin, Porter, and Bogusky. And that's where I met Alex Bogusky, who taught me some new tricks. See, Alex wasn't just about making clever ads. Alex was about making work that gets talked about, that finds its way into the culture. The agency at that time hadn't even won a single pencil, and I don't think they had won any Cannes Lions at that point either, but the philosophy of the agency and the approach to work was very much already there. And my ads somehow took a turn for the cooler. I started making ads like these for GT. In the bike industry, it's all about being fast. Fast is everything, and you got to be faster than the next guy. So we wanted to communicate that the company is all about fast. So the line was, fast, it's corporate policy, where we featured real employees in the ads. Even turning the corners at a company like that could present some problems. Or the commute to work. For Mini Cooper, we introduced an entirely new philosophy of driving, something that was different than anything else on the road, something as unique as the vehicle itself. And we developed a whole philosophy for something we called motoring. This one says, let's burn the maps. Let's get lost. Let's turn right when we should turn left. Let's read fewer car ads and more travel ads. Let's not be back in 10 minutes. Let's hold out until the next rest stop. Let's eat when hungry. Let's drink when thirsty. Let's break routines, but let's not make a routine of it. Let's motor. Other ads accompany this one like, let's sip, not guzzle. And let's put away the middle finger. More ads showed off specific features of the car, in this case, the white roof. The many things that made the Mini so unique. Married, single, divorced, smitten. Smitten, for those who have a challenged English, smitten is in love. And we started to do things very differently. We started to do things like building installations, which was very new at the time. But we built a 7-foot newspaper dispenser and put it in the airport alongside a diorama, alongside an ad that said, makes everything else seem a little too big. And to brag about how many features the Mini had, we actually put the Mini in Times Square on a billboard and had the features spilling over onto other advertisers' ads. And one of the pieces that I loved the most was, well, you know how advertisers, car makers, put a car into a mall. A lot of them just put a car in a mall and they put the sticker on it and, you know, and people can come by and look at it. Well, that was an opportunity. It was a medium that existed. Nobody had ever really taken this opportunity to do something creative with it. So we did this. We put the Mini on top of a kiddie ride, or what looked like a kiddie ride, and sold rides for $16,850. Of course, when you went to put the money in, it's quarters only.
IdejaX. Dobra ideja može promijeniti sve.